Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about Fear the Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 2, titled Welcome to the Club. I did enjoy this episode. For those who have seen it, let me know in the comments down below. What did you think about it? This is going to be my review of the episode, so if you have not seen it, spoiler warning. And then once you've checked it out, definitely be sure to come back and let me know what you thought about the episode. But yeah, this is going to be my review of the episode. Let's get into it. So welcome to the club, episode 2 of season 6. Once again, I think a really good episode of Fear the Walking Dead. I think Fear is on the right track here. You guys, if you saw my review for episode 1, I said that I really did like that episode. And this one as well. I think they were talking about how they're gonna be Fear the Walking Dead is gonna be taking a darker turn, and they definitely are. Like right off the bat, the opening minutes. Once again, a really good opening minutes. Like last week's was also really good, and this week was as well, and really dark stuff that we saw. That opening minutes was really something. I mean, that was like a little short horror film in a way, right? I really did like those opening minutes. This episode was directed by Lenny James. And I thought he did a great job. The dude knows how to use a camera, because there was a couple moments where I just really liked some of the stuff he was doing. Like, for example, I wrote this down because I really liked it when they opened up the doors for those walkers to come out. I love the running shot, like leading up to the walkers and then going like right through them with the camera, stuff like that. It definitely had. I thought this episode had like its unique look to it, a unique feel. So I thought it was pretty cool that he directed this one, and I would love to see more episodes directed by him in the future. So really quickly into this episode, I sort of figured out, like, at least for me, why I think I've been liking Fear the Walking Dead a lot this season. And I think that's because of the pacing. I thought the pacing was really good in this episode and last episode, looking back at it, because I realized this when I noticed, like, it wasn't even 15 minutes in and they were already coming up with an escape plan. Like Strand and Alicia, they were talking to people and they were getting things done and they were getting things moving, and they were just like doing it real quickly, and there was no time to waste. We don't see that a lot. Like a lot of times when they have an escape plan, they're talking about the escape plan the entire episode, and then sometimes we might see the next episode or a couple episodes later. But the thing I think they're doing, and I think it's working because of the anthology style, and how each episode is focusing on certain characters, is that they're really moving quickly, and it's working. I don't think it's like too quick or anything like that, but I think they're doing a really good job with it. Like last episode, we met Emily, and then Morgan and Isaac met, and then right from there, Emily runs into Isaac, and it starts being like a cat and mouse chase. There's no waiting around or anything like that. It's like intense the entire episode. So I think that's, at least for me again, I think that's why I'm enjoying these episodes. And looking back at episode 1, I have noticed that the pacing is a lot better. So hopefully this continues. We know that it was. At least again, my opinion. I don't think episode 1 was only good, because most of the times premieres are good, right? But it depends if they continue doing a good job throughout the season. And I know it's too early to say anything, but episode 2 is really good as well, so this is giving me high hopes. But again, these are my thoughts and my opinions on the episode. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. So we also met Dakota this episode, which is Ginny's sister. I knew right away, as soon as we saw her, I knew there was some relationship with Ginny, because Dakota looks just like her, so the casting there is on point. So yeah, I liked how we learned more about their community. Again, definitely reminds me a little bit of Negan, and how she does stuff there, using people for work, and sort of has all the nice stuff. You saw her office. She's living a pretty good life compared to other people in the zombie apocalypse. So I do see those similarities with Negan. But I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out. Are they just gonna leave? Are they going to fight back, or what? Because even if they fight back, it's nothing like The Walking Dead where they have 3-4 communities, right? It's only like a couple people. So that kind of makes it exciting in a way, because I am interested to see how they're gonna get out of the situation. And then we also saw Daniel again. We saw that he's been working for Ginny, giving haircuts and stuff like that. For a second, I thought something really did happen to him, like he forgot. But it looks like he didn't, because we saw at the end there with Morgan. And yeah, I mean, I was a little bit worried for a second there, because for a second he sold me on it, right? I was like, when he was talking, I think when he was talking to Charlie, I started getting a little bit worried, because I was like, because when he was talking to Strand and Alicia, I kind of understood why he would be, faking it, because he didn't want Jenny or anyone around them to hear. But then when he started talking to Charlie, I started getting worried that, okay, maybe something did happen to him. But then at the end there, we saw that he recognized Morgan. Unless he only recognizes Morgan, which I don't think is the case. But pretty cool that I also did like how Morgan came there at the end. And although it's an anthology, I do like how the characters are coming together. And again, they're coming together pretty quickly, They're not like, it's not like we're not going to see Morgan for another like 5-6 episodes. We just saw him again in this episode, which is awesome. And I think they're doing a great job ending these episodes as well. I mean, there's still more stuff to talk about. I don't want to jump to the end, but okay, we'll get to the end stuff in a second. But going back to what they did in this episode with all those walkers. So that walker threat I thought was also pretty cool and unique. And again, very scary, because when I saw it in the beginning, I didn't understand like what was going on. They were just like getting sucked into it, right? Like it was insane, but we did learn what it was. But still, pretty scary stuff. Now, I don't know how I feel about Strand killing Sanjay. I don't know if I like that, because like Sanjay was just a scared person, right? Like I don't understand why Strand did that. I guess I do. I think he did it, for everyone else, but still, like I feel like there could have been another way to do it. I feel like he shouldn't, or he didn't have to kill Sanjay, right? Because Sanjay didn't really do anything wrong. At least I don't think so. I mean, he was just scared. We always see people Gabriel was scared for a long time. People are just scared against zombies. Remember, they don't know what zombies are. They don't have zombies in their world. This is just like, we know what zombies are, but they didn't have that kind of stuff. They didn't have Night of the Living Dead or anything like that. So I think even if you do know what Night of the Living Dead is, zombies are terrifying on its own. So, but the point I'm trying to make is, like, I don't think Strand should have killed Sanjay, because he was just scared. And then something else that caught my attention was when Jenny said, "This is how we survive." I'm pretty sure Rick said that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he did. So that was a little cool callback to Rick. But then the key, yes, we learned what happened with the key and what those keys mean. So Strand got one from Ginny, and based on what he said, apparently it gives you like privileges within the community or that group or whatever. Now, I don't know exactly what these privileges are. I don't know if it's like a Negan situation where they have people who are lieutenants and then people who just like work. I don't know what's going on there. But remember, we had those two people at the end of last episode who wanted the key. So it is pretty important, I think. And those two people really wanted the key. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what these privileges could be exactly. I'm thinking like maybe just a better life within this community. Better home and stuff like that. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. What privileges do you think the key gives them? And then going back to the Morgan and Daniel thing, so I liked how they reunited, and I like how Morgan is, still in these episodes. It's not just like Morgan's one episode and then it's going to take a while for him to come back, so we just saw him again. And I like how the group is already coming together slowly, right? So that's what I mean by pacing. I think the pacing is really good. And they're also ending the episodes in a really, really good way. Like last episode was great when Morgan was talking to Jenny and said, "Morgan Jones is dead, you're dealing with somebody else now," and then he turned into a cowboy. And I love Morgan's new look, by the way. I think it's great. And in this episode, how Morgan just showed up at the end there and he reunited with Daniel. Just really good endings, I think. Not like these endings that make you, not like these cheap endings that, tease you into the next episode, but like real good endings that make you excited for the future, if that makes sense. Not saying that cliffhangers are bad or anything, and that if you do a good job with it, it definitely works. But these are endings that just get you excited for the future rather than lead you into the next episode, if that makes sense. So I do like that. So again, overall, Fear the Walking Dead Season 6 is off to a great start, I think. This episode was a really good episode for Strand and Alicia. And last episode was a great episode for Morgan. And I'm liking this anthology style they're doing. So very excited to see see what's to come. The pacing's been great, the story's been great, all around. So far I have really liked the first 2 episodes. You guys let me know in the comments down below, what did you think about them? But with that being said, I am gonna wrap it up there. Be sure to stay tuned to the channel if you're a Walking Dead fan. We have a lot of Walking Dead content coming up, so be sure to stay tuned by hitting that subscribe button. But again, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below, and as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Please stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.